do you feel were some of the other people that were important in numismatics?
Well, that's a pretty big list. I'm not going to do them in alphabetical order. I'm not going to do them in order of prejudice, which I think is number 1 and number 2. But there's just so many wonderful people in this business. And you got to forgive me. I'm going to forget some names. And if anybody's watching this video and their name wasn't said there, don't get mad at me. I just forgot. But, you know, again, the Wayne Millers and the John Loves and myself, we used to call ourselves the 3 Kings of Silver Dollars. Since then, I think PCGS has called John Love the King of Silver Dollars at their South Pronoun, whatever it is. So it's not a contest. And if we're just doing it for record, I'm the king. I'm like Elvis. No, I'm just joking. Anyway, but we were the guys that did the stuff back in the days. We're the old guys that did the multi-bags, the mint sewn bags. I mean, the Paramount deals were done with some other people. I wasn't involved in that. And then there's oh gosh. All right, let's just go through. Al Johnbrier has been a very good friend of mine through the years. And he helped me. He was a 4-time president. He helped me with the National Silver Dollar Roundtable. He did a wonderful job. And there's times where, you know, especially like I told you a while ago about the Beanie Baby days, I need a little help in the roundtable and stuff like that because I wasn't able to get to some of the things. And Al picked it up and went with it real well. Jeff Oxman's a wonderful guy. Bill Feva's a wonderful guy. Randy Campbell. I can do this for a long time. I'll tell you what. Don't care if you buy my encyclopedia, but borrow one and look it up and look up these guys. You'll find all the people that I think are important in that encyclopedia. If they're not important, if they're important, if they're not in my encyclopedia, it's going to come out wrong. Anyway, everybody that I know that's important is in there. And people are less important. And I'm not going to do a grade like 1 to 10 scale. You know, some of them are more important than others in different areas. And me and David Hall go back a long way. I mean, when we founded our Silver Dollar Roundtable, he helped me with seminars. He did a lot of seminars. He still does seminars, and he's gone a long way with PCGS, and I congratulate the guy. Another story, I gave him my Elvis Presley jacket that I bought from Dwight Vanley for $5,000 and sent it to him. He said, "What do you want for it?" I said, "I want $10,000. He said, "I ain't buying that." He said, I said, "Why aren't you buying that?" He says, "Because I'm not paying $10,000 for this." I said, "Then send it back." And he lost weight. He wasn't married at the time. He says, "Look, I've got this girl on date, and I want to look cool and everything. So why don't you let me learn it?" I said, "Oh, keep it for a year." About 3 years went by. I thought, David's got my jacket.
Where's my jacket? Yeah.
So I called up David. I said, "Where's my jacket?" He says, "Oh, yeah, I still got it." I said, "You're supposed to pay me $10,000 a year or else." He says, "Well, no. It's not worth $10,000. I said, "No, it's not. $10,000 2 years ago. You owe me $30,000 now."
Yeah.
So I threatened him, and I said, "Send me $30,000. He sent me $15,000 and kept the jacket. I guess it's worth a couple $1 million now. Yeah, it had white sweat here. I guess the DNA is worth a lot of money, you know.
You knew Walter Breen. Tell me a story.
Harrison Phillips, a good friend of mine back in the 70s, introduced me into one of the best varieties. Is the 1879S reverse to 78. That means instead of having a round chest, it has a concave chest on the eagle. And anyway, I got to where I looked for them, and I looked through rows and rows and rows, and that was the wrong place to look, by the way. You wouldn't find them. You'd find them, you're going to find them together, not individually. They didn't like to stamp and throw one in a row. They came with different dyes. So anyway, I got to where I really liked that article. I wrote that article back in the early 80s, and then I enhanced it a little bit after that. But when I did my encyclopedia, Walter says, that's one of my, Walter Breen said, it's one of my favorite things also. Do you mind if I co-author that with you? I told him, no, it's mine. No, I did not say that. I said, yeah, you're welcome to. So when we got through, Walter took like a 4-page and made like an 8-page article, and he did a really good job on it. So that's one of my best articles, but I still love that dye variety. I sent Walter Breen my encyclopedia, and he had a chapter also. And we were pretty good friends back in the day. I mean, me and Walter got along pretty well. People didn't understand Walter kind of like I understood Walter. And if they didn't understand him, they were probably right, because Walter was different. But anyway, I sent him my, this is kind of funny. I sent him my encyclopedia. Walter, I was throwing you a lot of lie, but I got to tell this. I sent him an encyclopedia, and he sends it back in 30 days. It's going to make him my editor-in-chief. I probably shouldn't say this. Anyway, I come there, and there's some merits in there, things that had to be changed, but 95% of it was I me my or not I me my, but dots and colons and question marks and paragraphs. It's just, it's like my English teacher just graded my paper, big paper, 1,000 pages, 1,000,000 words of text. So we didn't have spell check back then. We had John Highfill check,
Right.
And so anyway, I went through the whole thing, spent 3 months, just changed all of it. I'm really glad that's over. I sent it back to him and said, look, Walter, I gave him $5,000, by the way. He sends it back to me again. Looked like I didn't do anything. He's got this red ink on the whole book again. I'm realizing, damn, Walter, call me if you need $5,000. I'd just rather give you a check. So, not to take anything away from it, he did make some changes as far as coins and dates and grades and stuff. He did do that. Okay. But most of it was just, here's another 3 months. So I didn't send it to the third time. But he was my spell check for sure. I know one thing about Walter is that he had a photographic memory.
Yes.
And people say, oh, no, he didn't. Yes, he did. I was there twice. Twice he did this to me. I said something about something. Oh, yeah, that's in my complete guide to Morgan dollars or complete encyclopedia of all coins. That would be in chapter 67, paragraph 33, line 4, fifth and sixth words. Boom, like that. Excuse me. Where the hell did that come from? You think you're smart? You're that big to Walter Breen's brain. Of course, you got to have all things to make a person too, so Walter had other things that didn't put him, whatever, but magnificent brain. Got to give him credit where credit's due. Oh yeah, Malcom Kern. Smaller dealer. I think he's from New York. When you're buying and selling coins, it's just a business. So someone says to you, what are you paying on Morgan dollars? And you say, I'm paying 40, selling at 45. Those were the days, okay? Well, what about this date? And you say, well, I'm buying all of them 40, 45. Where do you want to sell me? Just keep it simple, So I'm buying I think it was 010s, which was, no, some was a little bit better than 010s. 88Os, that's what it was, 88Os. Yeah, it's 88Os. And I have accumulated over the last 3 or 4 shows that I haven't shipped out, but I mean 3 or 4 rows because I'm getting more on those because they're all selling to me at $40. I'm getting like $60 out of those. So Malcolm comes up and says, what are you paying for 88Os? I says, I'm paying the same as everybody else, paying $40, just what I say. He says, do you have any? What are you selling those for? He says, I'll sell for $45. That's me. He says, how many rows you got there? I said, I have 3.5 rows. He says, I'll take them all together. Damn.
Darn it. Yeah.
But nothing you can do about it. You got to honor it. You can't just say no.
Right.
I'm a liar.
I
want more money.
Be honest to the
So
market.
you got to live by the sword. You got to die by the sword. So anyway, I got to mention somebody that's having some health issues right now, and I like to pray for him, number one, and make sure he does well. But Mike Bob, he's done a really good job. Son Sean Bob's got the business. I think when Mike passes on, if and when he is, might be 100 years from now, I don't know, but that Sean will be taking over the business. But right now, he's put together some really magnificent sets with some collectors.
Tell me the story about coin dealer Martin Paul.
So Martin Paul is one of these rocket scientist genius that had a brain bigger than mine, better than mine. He had different things that made him different than me, but he knew the gray sheet like Walter Breen knew his encyclopedia. He went to all the auctions and he would just wait for someone to make a mistake and he did buy anything and everything. Really smart guy. He dealt, like me, dealt in thousands of dollars, millions of dollars. So anyway, it was 1989, I guess, and the market had crashed. So he was at a dinner at one of the ANAs, I forget where it was, maybe Portland. No, I think Portland was 1990, that's when the second story came to. And he says, he's over there complaining at the table. And me and Martin always got along. We were one of those kind of like guys you punch each other in the arm, keep on going, say little innuendos, cut each other down. We know we're both joking all the time. We're just that kind of friends. So I said, he's already complaining. He said he sold $4 million worth of coins and he lost $1.8 million. He's just complaining. I said something about this, that, and the other to him. I told him, sorry. Move forward, next year. I think we're Portland, matter of fact, and we're at dinner. It's at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse or something like that. And he's over there with 4 or 5 other guys. He's already talking, and Martin's complaining, He said, for $4.5 million worth of sales. He made 380,000. He's just really, no, he made 38,000. Just bitching, complaining. I said, Martin, what do you want, Highfill? I said, sounds to me like you had a good show. Blank you, Highfill. I said, Martin, you had a good show. Blank you, Highfill. He was being nice. He did that all the time to me. It's just kind of a barb that we got going. So I said, well, it seems like that last year you lost like $1.5–2 million. Right. And this year you made $38,000. Sounded like me like you had a wonderful show. Thank you, Highfill. He walks out. He throws his fork down his steak. He walks out. But he didn't see the picture on the wall. The picture on the wall, he really did.
Sure.
The bad mark is over with. It's coming back, And meanwhile, he's almost passed on now. He's a good man, though.
I understand Leon Hendrickson was your friend?
Of course, Leon Hendrickson, Silvertown, I mean, talk about kind man. He makes me seem like I'm the devil. He's so good. He's a wonderful man. He helped us with the Roundtable. He's our past president of the National Silver Dollar Roundtable also. He's a life member. His son is a life member, Dave Hendrickson. His son, Tony Abel's a life member, and his son's a life member of the Roundtable. So they've been big Roundtable supporters through the years. But Leon, along with the Clark Samuels and the Continental-Illinois deal out of Chicago, that was a big deal out of Chicago. And when that came out, that pretty well just opened up markets of bags and bags and bags of dollars. Matter of fact, that broke at my show that founded the National Silver Dollar Roundtable in 1982 in Houston, Texas. Matter of fact, a lot of things happened in 1982 at that one show. It's amazing how many things happened at once. Like Mercury aligning with Mars, you know what I mean? So anyway, they brought those coins out and they busted those bags, and I couldn't get there fast enough. I mean, I got there fast enough to get a lot of stuff, but David Hall was over there, and Dean Davern was over there at the time, and Clark was selling it to everybody. You remember Hannes Tulving was over there at the time too. Hannes ran into a kind of bumping road here lately, so anyway, hope him the best. But anyway, I bought maybe 200-300 rows, which is a lot, but he had a couple thousand rows. I didn't get all one here, but all the not all, take this with a grain of salt, but the majority of the coins that come out have this real 3-color rainbow, green, red, or yellow and stuff, came from that deal right there. Because those canvas bags set all the time. The most beautiful coins, and tone coins. They got tone coins that look beautiful. They're selling they're saying, I keep using 81S as a common denominator, that if anybody's watching this video, or if they are watching this video, they'll understand we're talking about a silver dollar, a basic silver dollar. It's a good date, okay? But they would have this look to them, and if they're grade 65, they're worth about $165 right now, okay? If they got rainbow toning on, or some toning on, they might get $200. But somebody has this magnificent, they trade for $2,000 and $3,000. People that really love it. It's kind of like buying a piece of art, like a Mozart or long thing, Michelangelo or something like that.
Did you ever get into paper money?
No, I never did that. Harlan White did that. Harlan, a good friend of mine. He would buy $500 bills. He'd sell them for $550. Buy $500, sell them for $550. They're roughed up. He'd buy them for $4.95. Don't laugh. He'd buy them for $4.95 and sell them for $505, make $10. And his other paper money guy says, "Harlan, you're holding the price down. These things are worth $600. You keep selling $550. I can't raise my price to $600." Says, "I'm not in charge of your store."
Buy mine.
I liked his theory.
Buy mine.
Yeah, he had this thing though. When people walk up to him, he'd quote a price. He had everything from diamond rings and emerald rings to silver dollars to currency and stuff like that. They say, "How much is it?" He says, "I can give you one price only. It's a one-step offer." What it says, well, this item, wherever it is, he's going to sell, is $500. It's a one-step offer. What's a one-step offer? It says, you take one step away from here, and price goes up. He did it all his life. And the guy walked out, and he'd come back, and he said, "I'll take that $500. $550. No, it's $5. I told you one-step offer. It's still one-step offer at $550. Yeah. I've seen more than one time the guy would pay the $550 rather than taking another step away, too, But he lost a lot of sales that way, too, in all honesty. He's a great guy.
Harlan was a great guy.
He was a wonderful man.
Old Coin Shop, San Diego.
San Diego, old coin shop.
Talk about VAMS silver dollars.
And then if you want to talk about VAMS, Leroy Van Allen, God bless him. He did a great job. That's before me, that's for sure. But he's done a great job with the VAMS, and the VAMS are very popular. They're graded by all the services, and there's some VAMS are traded for very big dollars. But it's also a very thin market. You got to be careful. I want to warn anybody that's is watching this to not get head over heels in VAMS unless you love it. Do not do it as an investment because it will not work out very well. But Jeff Oxman's a great VAM person, you know. C. Logan McKechnie's a great VAM person. There's other VAM people. But again, it's a smaller market, but it's a very viable market. It's a lot of information on it. But Leroy Van Allen's VAMS and More book, it's a great book to buy, that's for sure.